Programming brought to you by AWI Networks, Smarter Internet.
Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. The historic St. George Tabernacle caught fire Thursday morning after being struck by lightning. Our firefighters were able to knock down that fire before it did much damage.
Approximately 9:15 this morning, we had some thunderstorms roll through the St. George area. This last batch that did come through, we did have a lightning strike, did hit the Tabernacle here on Main and Tabernacle Street. There were construction workers inside that witnessed the strike. We're able to evacuate the building. Upon our arrival, we did have some smoke just on the south side of the steeple area on the front of the building. It's one large common attic. We did have fire showing in the roof structure of the attic, and then also spreading through the main part of the attic structure towards the west. Our crews that first went up were able to hit those with dry extinguisher chemicals and also our water extinguishers to get it slowed down and knocked down until we were able to get a hose line established and a water supply up to that part of the building. We were able to pull some ceilings. They have batting insulation and also some thick insulation board that is on the bottom of those trusses. We were able to pull those out, down, and get to the main body of the fire and extinguish it. There is some damage to the roof structure itself, the attic timbers. This is an old building, obviously. It has really good heavy timber construction. Structurally, the building is still sound. It does just have some rafter timbers that are burned and scorched that will have to possibly be replaced, but the majority of the large timber structure is still intact and will not need to be replaced.
We were just doing our daily morning walk in the park. It started raining really hard. We got under the tower to get out from under the rain, and while we were under there, first there was a big strike somewhere probably by the courthouse, but then there was a second one that was much closer, and then a minute or two later we could smell the smoke. So we started looking around, and right then started hearing all the sirens, came over and looked, lots of smoke, and just been watching, making sure they get all put out because we love the Tabernacle.
Once the storm passed with the lightning, we were able to have our crews go up on the scaffolding and look at the roof membrane and pull those in the areas that was burned. But right now, we don't have an exact location where the lightning hit the building.
A Hurricane woman was killed Thursday morning when her vehicle rolled end over end off a 20-foot ravine. Emergency personnel responded to East Telegraph Street around 6:30. They found a silver Pontiac that had gone down a steep embankment with that driver unconscious inside. She was taken to Dixie Regional Medical Center with critical injuries, but did die a short time later. Police are unsure if speed or rain were factors in that crash, but they did caution other drivers to use care when driving in the rain. Police have made another arrest in connection with a break-in at Stuckey Family Pharmacy. Police say the California man showed up at a tow yard trying to retrieve a vehicle that investigators say was used in that crime. 29-year-old Desmond Pierre Carson faces charges of evading police, burglary, and criminal mischief, as well as drug charges. Police previously arrested 27-year-old LaShawn Kelly at the scene. They are still looking for a third suspect. President Trump hosted the top two Democrats for dinner at the White House Wednesday night. They talked about a number of issues: DACA, border security, and the wall. But what exactly did they agree to? That depends on whom you ask. Since then, the confusion over what came out of that meeting has been nonstop. Questions are now swirling over the next steps on DACA and what the president did or did not agree to. Emily Rao reports from Washington.
When the Chinese food and chocolate pie had been cleared away, it seemed the president, and Chuck and Nancy as he called them, had reached an understanding.
We're working on a plan for DACA. People want to see that happen.
We agreed to a plan to work out an agreement to protect our nation's dreamers.
But it didn't last long. First, a dust-up about that border wall after Senator Schumer and Congresswoman Pelosi said their agreement doesn't include money to fund the wall. The president then clearing that up Thursday morning.
The wall will come later, and the wall is going to be built. It'll be funded a little bit later.
But just hours later, more mixed messages.
We're not looking at citizenship. We're not looking at amnesty.
It's about everyone in our country having the opportunity to earn the path to citizenship, and that's what the bill does. It's an earned path to citizenship.
Conflicting accounts over a path to citizenship, combined with downplaying from the Speaker of the House.
It was a discussion, not an agreement or negotiation.
All of it adding to the uncertainty about what's in store for the 800,000 Dreamers and the rest of Congress charged with figuring out what comes next.
This sounds like a deal to make a deal. There is no deal currently made. And of course, there are 535 members of Congress that weren't a party to the conversation.
This whole situation is throwing both parties for a loop. Also unhappy, some of President Trump's conservative base, who see this potential easing on immigration as a betrayal of his campaign promises. Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers has your Southern Utah forecast right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks, smarter internet.
And a good Thursday evening. Welcome back, everyone. Had some rain make its way through parts of southern Utah here late this afternoon. And St. George picked up almost a half an inch of rain, 36/100ths of an inch of rain. Some flash flooding going on around the area as well, as some areas, especially to our north and west, did see a little bit heavier rain. Cedar City area saw a little more rain than we saw. It looks like we'll keep some rain chances in the forecast here overnight. And again, as we get to tomorrow, may see a little bit of rain around the Cedar City area and then areas to our north. I think St. George should be dry for our Friday, but nice weather returning to the area. Actually, with temperatures much like today into the low 80s here late this afternoon. Yeah, our high temperature 81 because all the clouds and rain around here. We had temperatures well below where they should be for this time of year. Take a look at our satellite and radar. Then there goes those showers and thunderstorms that were here earlier. Again, did see a few of those heavier showers and thunderstorms come right through the St. George area. Areas just a little bit to the east did pick up a little bit heavier rain, especially up near Cedar City too. But now we're clearing out right now, but could see a chance of some rain back in parts of the area anyway as we head into Friday afternoon. So here in St. George and southern Utah, we'll see some sunshine and really some pretty nice weather here. Temperatures well below where they should be in the low to mid 80s as we get into the weekend. Some beautiful weather for the weekend, lots of sunshine expected. And by a Sunday and especially early next week, may see a little bit warmer weather back in our forecast. Here's your highs from today: 88 degrees down in Vegas, 66. The high temperature in Cedar City, again with all the clouds and rain around, 81 degrees here in St. George, 81 degrees Mesquite and Hurricane, 73 the high temperature in Enterprise. For your Friday, yeah, could see a little rain around at Hurricane, maybe Cedar City. Seeing at least some chances of showers and thunderstorms once again. 71 the high in Cedar City, upper 70s to low 80s from St. George and Hurricane, and 86 degrees the high in Mesquite as we head into Friday afternoon. Here's what it looks like, a little dip in that jet stream as we get into Friday, bringing some cooler weather back into the area, but also seeing still a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity just up to our north and to our west. I think most of it will stay out of the St. George area, but again around Cedar City, maybe around Hurricane, could see a few showers or thunderstorm, but much cooler weather is coming in here, and actually really very pleasant weather as we head into the weekend, looking like temperatures are going to stay about 10, maybe 15 degrees below where they should be for this time of year. Here's a look at our forecasted highs in for our Friday, back in the upper 60s to low 70s around Cedar City and Enterprise, even Newcastle and near 70 as we head into your Friday afternoon. Again, a shower or thunderstorm is possible around that area. Here in southern Utah, St. George, probably not seeing too much in the way of rain, maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm. 82 the high temperature here in St. George, 86 Mesquite, and we'll see temperature about 79 in Hurricane. For Cedar City, yeah, keeping that chance of rain around for Friday, but then weekend looking very delightful. Temperatures low to mid 70s and keeping that nice sunshine in the forecast through early next week. May become a little windy on Tuesday and then drop back near 70 in Cedar City by Wednesday. But St. George and southern Utah looking just beautiful this weekend. Temperatures again 5 to maybe even 10 degrees below where they should be. And one thing missing from the 7-day forecast, no 90s on there. Yeah, we're looking at upper 80s and maybe even better in the middle part of next week, seeing some low 80s back in the forecast for our area. So once the rain moved through here today, actually looks some very nice weather in the forecast for at least next 7 days.
Great week ahead.
Yeah, get out and enjoy that, that's for sure. At least next 7 days looking very nice here in southern Utah.
Great weekend right there.
We like it.
Thanks, Chris. We'll be right back. Are you ready for the Lions Dixie Roundup Rodeo? It is underway now through Saturday. It's the 83rd year for the event at the historic Lions Dixie Sun Bowl. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for kids 11 and under. For more information, you can call the St. George Lions Club at 435-673-3301 or visit their Facebook page. Thanks for watching.
We hope you have a great night.